Hi everyone, I am back, and we are back to more epicness. This is epic, but Doc, you better find your master before he goes crazy! And that picture is just amazing. I want that as a poster, it's amazing. Anyway, back to the reaction!
Never finding him. Never seeing one trace of him again. Sorry, this memory, it's very painful for me. Master had been all the family I had ever known for most of my life. My savior, my companion, the only living creature besides myself I had any sort of connection to. I guess in a sense, you could even call him my father. While I'd make more friends and connections someday, at the time, I felt like I'd lost part of me. I felt so alone. I've never felt that alone before or since, and I sincerely never want to. And all I could do was keep going with what he had told me to do. Keep reading. Keep searching for something. I didn't even know what it was, but I didn't care. I felt like that goal was the only thing I had left in the world. The only reason to not lay down and let the library consume me. The only hope I had left. That, and the hope that someday he would come back and be proud of me. That someday I could help him once again. And so it continued. It was like that for so long that I can't even begin to imagine. Alone, searching through endless tomes in that isolated place. Most creatures only read roughly 800 books in their lifetime. If I had to guess, I think I've read hundreds of thousands, if not millions. Up until now, all my memories have been foggy and unclear, as they took place so long ago when my mind was still forming. What vivid ones I possess are ones that for one reason or another remained ingrained in my mind. Grains of sand in an ocean. This next part is far more clear, as it happened so very recently. But so as not to drag on, I will remain brief. One day, while doing the same as I had been doing
He
for
looks tired.
years, the overwhelming silence was broken. The first noise another creature had made in that library in so very long. I did the natural thing someone in my position would. Assume my long-missing master had finally returned and rushed to greet him. But that was not who I met.
What?
The creature I saw climbing down from one of the windows on the top floor of that place was one I had only vague recollections of from books. A dragon.
Oh gosh.
But a very different sort of dragon. He was green in color.
Oh my gosh, is this Tarek?
Something I'd only seen Master at his alpha wear, though his were far different in style. He was smaller than most dragons I had known.
Oh my gosh, it's Tarek!
More upright. He also lacked wings and had brown hair on his head. I was curious, but also cautious.
It's Tarek!
He was an unknown, and the unknown is often frightening, especially when you have only had one companion your entire life. But one companion was far more tempting to a lonely creature than none. The dragon was likewise surprised by me and curious, especially when I
Oh my gosh, the grand drawings!
He explained help me! He was on a journey of his own. I suppose you're all curious about that. Tarek, as you can assume, is not a newborn dragon. He is 600 years old. His journey was one of atonement. At some point in his youth,
What?
an accident claimed the lives of a number of young hatchlings. As a result, he had quite the soft spot for children,
Aww.
something my nieces nowadays can attest to. While Tarek never said one way or the other, I suspect my childlike state of being when he found me could have influenced his compassion towards me. Regardless, meeting me was neither the beginning nor end of his journey. While the desert had been part of his trek, the library had been an unexpected sight. He'd assumed it was merely ancient ruins, left to decay in the desert sands, and no longer home to a single soul. Tarek would remain in the library for quite some time, but he had no desire to stay for long. It was just one stop on his journey. However, he was curious about both it and me. I do recall him shuddering at the contents of one of the many books and questioning how I could read them all. I explained I simply didn't understand most of it. I was merely doing what my master had asked of me. Given what had transpired there, I wonder if I should be grateful that was the case. Despite the colossal size of the library, Tarek remained near me, constantly talking to me and trying to get through to me. The years of isolation had made me quite introverted. I had built a shell of single-minded dedication around myself,
Aww.
and he was determined to get through it.
Go,
Our
Tarek.
interaction was unusual for one other reason. He had a sense of humor. Master had been many things, but telling jokes was something he had never done. I had never laughed before I met Tarek, and he made an effort to try and get one out of me, to get me to open up. Tarek also tried to convince me to take on a true name instead of just Wolf. But at the time, I honestly saw no reason in it after so many years. So, Wolf, I stayed. Still,
Yay, Wolf
despite
has a
my
nice ring to
nature
it.
making me sometimes difficult for him to get through to, our bond did grow. And it was a very different sort of bond than I had had with Master. I could never see Tarek as a master. He asked, he didn't demand. He tried to help me when I needed it, reaching the books that had long been out of my reach when asked.
Yay.
Even though he felt what I was doing may be a little unhealthy. Master, while I did and will always care for him, was very demanding. Tarek was simply trying to help me during his stay there. And of course, any companionship was welcome in my solitude.
I'm gonna have to end off part 3 here. I'm not really sure how many parts are gonna be there at this point. But oh my gosh, angry Dr. Wolfface. OMG! Angry Dr. Wolfface! But yeah, I'll see you in the next part. Latest.